Hi, this is Dave with DRH Acrylic Creation. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a voiceover. Normally I would do a lot of mine on my phone, but I'm going to do just strictly with my stationary camera. I'm doing a little bit of an unboxing, and I ordered on Saturday when the new release of This Little Piggies came out, and I received the box yesterday, and so I'm going to open this up. Let's see what we have here. Okay, first we got my invoice. It shows the set and what it costs. I thought this release, I think, was a little bit, didn't have as many as they usually do, and so it wasn't as expensive as it had been in the past. You see, I've got seven new pigments here. Let me start down the line. See what we have. Got a new Piggy Goes to the Disco. This is a new neon, and it's a little bit of a darker. We'll see in a minute. I think I'm going to mix this one up in here in just a minute. It's called Déjà Vu. This side, this is called Honeycomb. If you can see that, they're beautiful, kind of a gold orange. Looking forward to trying that. Well, this is the one I can't pronounce. This is it's a green, it's got a beautiful shimmer to it. This is going to be nice too. A kind of a creamy shimmer to it. And this is called Prehnite. It's the name of a crystal. So I'm going to, if I mispronounce that, somebody go ahead and please leave that message down in the comments below. But this one should be nice too. I'm not a green fan. I don't use a lot of green, but this looks like I could use it in a lot of different things. Okay, this was the one I wanted the most out of the whole box. This is Violet Rain. It has probably one of the deepest, most beautiful purple violets that I've ever seen anywhere. I'm looking forward to mixing that one up. Maybe that'll be the other one we mix up today. Let's see. This one is another blue. I'm a big fan of the blues coming from This Little Piggy. This is called Waterfall. And I did get a sample of this one, so I've already seen this. An incredible color. Ooh, it looks to be another orange, more of the gold side. And this is called Bellini. And last, this is called Rosé. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of these mixed up. But today we're going to mix up two. And as I do this, I'm gonna cut out. So I think what we're gonna do is, I don't know, the Violet Rain and the Déjà Vu. So that's what I'm looking for. And give me a sec here, and I'll get all set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got everything I need. I got some gloves for my hands. I got my little silicone ladle and my cups. I'm going to be using my Behr 8300 and my Dosonia pouring medium, and I'm doing this because it's easier of my two. I actually like my go-to right now is my Varathane Polyurethane combination, which is mixed up beforehand, but this is way easier to get set up. So we're gonna go with the Behr 8300. It works beautifully. There's no problem with it. It's just I like how the cells hold up with my other pouring medium much better. So let's try this. I'll get my gloves on first. And I put gloves on because on the mesh side, on the other side of it, it's much easier to clean up. So let's start by opening up the pigments. And there, I opened these up, and this one actually opened up right to the pigment itself. Usually there's a barrier on the inside, and I think it's probably right there. It just came off with the pigment. So this is Déjà Vu. I'm going to scoop out about that much. I'm going to say that's probably maybe a half a teaspoon. Add just a little bit more to that. I think all in all that's about a half. Brings me up total. Normally when I do the pigments, I wear a respirator. Very wise. These pigments are extremely fine and they will become airborne. So you need to be aware that when that happens, you can breathe it. It's not a good thing. So, and then we have the purple rain. Same thing happens with that one. That's something they've changed, but that's okay. Purple rain. I gotta tell you, looking at this more carefully, I can't wait to see this mixed up. Has some shimmer to it. Okay, about the same amount. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit more. Okay, cap this up. I am eyeballing today. With pigments, generally speaking, I go for the saturation of color. So if I'm mixing it up and I notice that my saturation is not where I'd like it to be, I just add a bit more pigment to it. I pre-opened the 8300. The 8300 is I get it at Home Depot. Is bare 8300. Some places it's not available. I know that California cannot get the 8300, but Texas had it. That's where I got this one. And Washington has it. You start by wetting the pigments first. I'm just going to eyeball this, but as you can see, I put quite a bit in there. Usually I dribble the Déjà in, but with this method, and I watched Lisa Marvin do it recently. She's got a video where she measures everything, which is if you listen to Lisa Marvin Art anytime, she's not a lady that likes to measure things. She goes by the feel and the look on everything. So, but her artwork is absolutely amazing. So it's not a bad thing when it comes to Lisa, how she feels things. Okay. And what I'm trying to do, especially the neons have a lot more. They seem to be grittier because it's a larger pigment. So the pigment may take a little longer to mix up. What I usually do with the neons is I'll mix them up with the Déjà and let them sit. I come back an hour or two later. By that time everything had a chance to loosen up and I can do the final mix before I add the 8300. I just mixed up a batch. I mean, all of my neons yesterday. So this is refreshing my memory. And I've heard that the Déjà Vu is much more difficult to get to free up. And I'm seeing, just looking at this, I see why. It's not any worse than any of the other neons. You just have to take your time with it, and you don't want chunks. Put that aside for right now, and now let's do the violet ring. Same thing, about the same amount. And all I'm doing with this, I'm wetting the pigment so that it is ready to mix the 8300 into. It's very similar with my Varathane Polyurethane mix. It's a very similar process. The difference is with the Gel Sonia part of it, I use less Gel Sonia. I allow it to loosen up the pigment in the same manner. I wait to see that the consistency is not chunky, doesn't have little grains that you can actually see. You can actually see some in there right now. It kind of looks like maybe close to the camera. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. Okay, this is early in the morning on Tuesday, after I ordered this on Saturday, and I said that earlier. I ordered it on Saturday. It arrived on Monday. People at floetrol.co, I will tell you, they're the fastest people I've ever seen send supplies out, things that you order out. I think the longest I've ever waited for anything has been 4 days. Amazing. It's just simply amazing. That licks up rather quickly. Okay. I can't say enough about the people over at floetrol.co. Amazing. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, and this is no rocket science, I'm going to grab just a little bit of, if you've never seen this stuff, it is extremely thick. I mean, as Lisa calls it, she says it's gloopy, and it is. I mean, this is just gloopy. I mean, it just glunks off the ladle here. So let's do the Déjà Vu first. I'm going to honestly, the Déjà Vu isn't really ready for me to put the 8300 in yet, but I'm going to do it anyhow because it'll work out later. So I just putting about 1/3 again more than what I had in for the bottom. The good thing about this method is you can put it right into the cup. You don't have to mess with another cup. And the end result is you get a paint mixed fairly quickly, fairly simply. And if for some reason it's too thick, all you have to do is add a little bit of Gel Sonia. Too thin, add a little bit more 8300. Pretty easy. I would say this is just a tad thick for me, but I'm gonna roll with it right now. So I say early in the morning on Tuesday. I mean really early in the morning for me. It's I think about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm an early person, so it's not unusual for me to be up before 6 to paint. My creative time is best in the mornings. And it's more logic for me today. I have an appointment later today, and I needed to be up early enough to do all my morning routine. Get some painting done. Today's video day, so putting together a video, and I thought I'd do it with, oh God, this is amazing. This is the Violet Rain is just, I don't know if you can see that. That is just, the shimmer in that is just pretty amazing. I think I found my favorite violet. Wow. I'm in love. It's just a love struck. I'm going to find a lot of things to use this with. Yep. Again, this is a little bit clumpy. This one's actually where needs a little more attention more than the Déjà Vu. So let me get out my trusty little bottle of Josonia. This little bottle is just when I need to loosen things up. It's nice and handy to grab, and it sits underneath my bench. So just a few drops, not much. Some people add water to their Joa. This is just straight Josonia right now. I'm kind of on a no water kick. They come and they go. There's a lot of water in the air right now. I live in Washington State, and we are officially into winter. Had snow yesterday, snow Sunday. So there we go. Can you see that? Let's see if you can get the. That's about the consistency I like. It flows off the stick without being clumpy. Let's see how the Déjà Vu worked. Oh yeah, I can tell just by. That's just a little clumpy. So I'm going to add a little bit of Josonia. And this is done by, I'm doing this by feel. Really important to get so that you know your paints, know how they react. It still looks a little clumpy, and I can't tell if that's because I need to let the pigment still needs a little bit. Sorry if I'm mumbling. A lot of people ask me, why don't you do more videos with live speaking, talk over. This is why, because when I'm working, I like to concentrate on what I'm working on, and go in afterwards and explain everything. So those are those two paints. I'm going to call the Déjà Vu good for right now. And if you have any questions about any of the paints, I'm going to do a painting here in just a second, and we'll do a tile, and we'll see how this works on the canvas itself. Probably a couple of my neons along with Déjà Vu. Déjà Vu's not really ready yet, but we'll see how this works. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And let's talk about the colors I've got going. You know most of them. This is Rave. It's a neon blue. Stands up rather nicely against a lot of the other colors here. Blue is a kind of predominant color anyhow. I tend to go more to the blue family. Second is going to be the Purple Rain. And these are still, they have lots of air bubbles in them, and I'm sure that I'm going to have some air bubbles going on. That'll be the second color down. I really probably should break something up in between, but I'm going to go with the Déjà Vu next. And last is going to be Techno. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference in the paint. This has been sitting a couple days, and you can see this is nice and smooth. Same pouring medium, nice and smooth, and it comes off the stick beautifully. So you can that tells you how far we have to go. Okay, I'm going to use a white pillow paint and a black and white. It's titanium white. By Amsterdam. This is my first my first cell activator. It's mixed with 3 parts Australian floetrol, otherwise known as the magic sauce. I buy this from FluidArt.co, but there are plenty of places you can get them. Get the floetrol here in the States. So it is an Australian product. The American floetrol will work. Its composition is a little bit different. There are a lot of recipes out there and methods of using it, but this is surefire for me for cell activating, to get my cells going. So Australian floetrol. The second one is going to be lamp black, also by Amsterdam, mixed exactly the same way. Okay. My pillow paint today is my pillow paint that I usually go to. It's PPG MULTI-PRO in eggshell. And a couple of reasons I go with this. I love the consistency of this paint. It's a very, for lack of a better term, it's very springy and stretchy. And that's what I look for when I'm working with a pillow paint. The pillow paint is simply there for the colors to sit on top of and flow across. I have to apologize. The last part of my video on this, and when I got to the painting section, the camera stopped working. So this is the final product, and as you can see, my cells did have a little bit of a problem, so I'm really happy with this box. If you found today's video useful, I invite you to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and ring the bell for notifications of videos that I'll put out. It is my goal to put out at least 2 per week, and I'm hoping you're finding both enjoyable and useful. Thanks for being here. Bye now.